But
Um,
okay, I have a few Jougan related things because I saw some things about the Jougan somewhere. Is the Jougan just part of Kodachi's manga and not Ikimoto's? Wouldn't it be the first time he ignored the anime? Cough cough Mitsuki Seicho. Or cough cough Araya's puppet master jutsu. What do you
so,
think?
and then we get into the second topic here, which I
Yeah.
hate. I hate. I hate it. I just want to point that out. I hate it.
Okay.
Because my
I'll
heart
explain why
wants,
you hate that.
my heart wants to say Jougan.
Oh yeah, exactly. But I already I was hoping you had an argument for Jougan because I instantly thought of why the Byakugan would be more narratively significant. I already have my answer, and I feel like you're probably gonna have a similar answer, but we'll see.
My heart wants to say Jougan, but my brain and body and everything else,
Your
no.
body's moving on its own to Byakugan.
Because you're right. More narratively, because yeah, the Jougan can be narratively significant. I mean, it could be like the inverse to the Kokugan. It's the pure eye, the white eye, if you want to compare to the black eye. Well, that is what the Byakugan is in the first place. It's the white eye, which would count as the so that argument goes out the window.
I wasn't even thinking about that, but that's another thing that actually
great. So the argument I just made for the Jougan is actually just an argument for the Byakugan. Okay, so we're already down a point. We're already digging ourselves upwards at the start.
You know what? All right, we're already talking about it. Okay, so I'll give my Byakugan argument, which you probably have in mind.
Probably.
So like, we've kind of discussed this vaguely before, but like Kawaki is essentially rejecting his ninja identity and being like, I'm an Otsutsuki killing Otsutsuki, blah blah blah. Boruto's currently so far been more or less running away from his Otsutsuki self. He won't use karma, he's afraid to use it, blah blah blah. We know in the flash forward scene that he is quote unquote still a ninja. Clearly he's still headstrong on that. But he's using karma. If he's using literally Momoshiki's Byakugan, it's basically the same as he's using karma, but like that's him embracing the Otsutsuki-ness while still maintaining that he's a ninja. It's just kind of the Byakugan and karma just go hand in hand at that point.
Well,
but what is the Jougan?
Technically,
what sure ain't anything related to that.
Okay, you're technically right because the Byakugan has been used as a ninja thing, but the Byakugan in and of itself is just an Otsutsuki thing.
Well, that's what I was trying to say. It's him embracing the Momoshiki in him. He's using Momoshiki's eye. I'm saying it goes hand in hand with karma. It's basically the same as him using karma at that point. It's embracing the fact that he is Otsutsuki while still maintaining that he's a ninja because his heart is what matters, not his body.
Sure. Okay.
But like, what's the joke on?
So
Who cares if it's Shibai Otsutsuki's eye? That's not the villain Otsutsuki that he needs to accept.
Real quick, I would love what you said about him using Momoshiki's eye, accepting that he's a ninja, because that's almost the exact opposite of what Momoshiki's doing by making the Rasendan.
Yeah. He's literally using Boruto's ninjutsu while maintaining that he is an Otsutsuki. Yeah. That's a cool ass parallel of what they're doing there.
I love that. Okay.
But it doesn't work if it's the Jougan because it's not Momoshiki's eye.
So that wasn't going to be my argument. I have a different argument for why the Byakugan would be narratively significant here, as opposed to the Jougan, which is just some random thing in comparison. So the Byakugan is the gift gifted to him by his parents in order to protect him. Well, not like that. That's not the reason, but you get the idea. It's something from his parents that is being used to protect him, to defend against his parents' killers, sealed away, whatever, who wants to kill Boruto, in doing so, protecting Boruto's parents. But he wasn't gifted anything from them in that regard. He's using Ishiki's powers, which Ishiki tried to kill Naruto. And I guess
He's using
Hinata's
gift.
Yeah, but one's using the power of love, one's using the power of hatred, both from Naruto and Sasuke in that way, or against Naruto and Sasuke, because of Naruto and Sasuke. So in that regard, it is just doing the Naruto versus Ishiki parent dynamic ideological clash again physically, but you get the idea.
But why not do that?
Yeah. It's pretty good.
And again, like pretty much any narrative thing you could do, the Byakugan's the answer here. Now, that doesn't mean that you couldn't make up a narrative for the Jougan. I'm not saying that. But like, when it comes to the overarching themes, I'm sorry, the Jougan just ain't it. It's as not overarching of a plot point as possible. Not there.
It's like kunai are more relevant to Naruto's story.
Exactly. Like
I think we've seen exploding paper bombs more than we've seen the Jougan.
And then I got into the above thing. Like, let's just assume the Jougan, because I was talking to someone in my Discord about it, I think it was. Well, I would say, like, I'm not saying the Jougan can't be there, but, like, technically speaking, Ikimoto said he's changing the designs for that scene. We know that Kawaki is going from regular eyes to a literal new fancy golden triangle spiky dojutsu thing. Why can't Boruto's eye be changed? It's not even as severe as Kawaki. All it's doing is slightly drawing the eye different. Like, the basically the eye part is just a little bit bigger as the Byakugan. Oh, we add some veins. Oh, what do you know? Do you know that the veins aren't used as Borushiki anyway? Don't even have to add the veins for consistency anymore. But like, who cares?
So let's just say the manga did come out. Well, actually, wasn't this part colored in the manga?
No, not that page.
What do you mean, not that page? Wasn't the entirety of the flash forward, or was it just the first page?
No, not the entirety of the flash forward. I know it's ridiculous.
So stupid.
So I'll go check right now.
Because you're right, I remember. Because the rest of it was just detailed in terms of like shading or whatever. And then they go back to normal stuff with like Sarada helping Boruto out. Really cool.
Yeah, so it's colored until the page where he opens his eye. So the Jougan page
that makes us even funnier. That makes us even funnier. So what if in the manga, which I'm just going to assume came out first for this hypothetical, what if it was just always intended to be a Byakugan and the anime just did mess it up from the get-go? Because they just misinterpreted it. Like, they just didn't ask.
That is a possibility. We do, and I'm going to present this from a few different perspectives. So, Kishimoto wrote the flash forward scene in his template. But what did Kishimoto say? He forgot to draw the Byakugan in chapter 700 of Naruto.
Yeah.
Would it be too surprising if he wrote the flash forward scene that Boruto has a Byakugan via some other mean? Because that's what he originally meant to do anyway. Now, let's look at the Jougan perspective. Kodachi's writing this part of the manga. He's working on the anime. He could have said, I'm going to do a special eye called the Jougan. Let's do some stuff in the anime with it. Hence, they do that. But then Ikimoto comes around and says, Kodachi, we're going to pretend you don't exist and say F you to every single plot point you've ever created. That's not looking good in the Jougan. Now, someone says, oh, well, in the interview, Kishimoto said it was a secret. My response to that was, well, Kishimoto doesn't know what's going to happen next by his own admission. So he doesn't know. Yeah, it is a secret. He doesn't know what it is. Secrets kept with Ikimoto. Who knows if we'll ever reveal it?
I mean, if Kishimoto doesn't know, then Ikimoto definitely wasn't told by Kishimoto's.
Exactly. Like, the secret is Kodachi had a plan, and they won't share it.
You know what? I hope they ask Kodachi after he was fired, and he doesn't tell them out of spite.
I would hope so. Or he tells them it's a Byakugan.